Doctor, your text messages are in gray, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And Dr. Cowan's are in blue?
That is correct.
Okay. Do you see the text message at the bottom of the page from March 8th, 2015 at 8:29 p.m.?
Yes, that's correct.
March 8th is the day that you were allegedly sexually assaulted by Mr. Depp in Australia, correct?
That is correct.
So on March 8th, 2015, you were in Australia,
That is correct.
and Mr. Depp's finger had just been cut off, right?
That is correct.
And you write to Dr. Cowan, quote, "I feel so lost.
Sorry about that,
can't
guys. I'm not sure
talk.
what happened. Sorry about that,
I
y'all.
don't know if I'll ever be able to change," end quote. Did I read that correctly?
That's correct.
I tried to get it back up as quick as I
weren't able to
could, guys.
change where you were.
Sorry.
I very much wanted
So
to
sorry,
leave
guys.
the relationship I was in, but I didn't have the power. I didn't feel I had the power to leave. I knew I was in a very toxic relationship with Johnny, and I knew I needed to change that. I knew it was, at this point, horrible for me. And I
I'm gonna
talked to
move
my
to
therapist
admit
often about that.
Defendant's Exhibit 371 as redacted with just misheard's messages.
All right.
Your Honor, I object because she has left out the next two lines from Ms. Heard that clarify even further, and I also think
Ms.
that Dr.
Bredehoff,
Cowan's...
Could you
Your
sit
Honor,
and
may
just-
we
yeah,
please
let's-
approach?
let's-
This is
All right, guys. Well, we got the chance here. I'm going to refresh the stream, the live stream over here. I'm going to refresh, not my stream, but the one on here. I'm going to refresh it. So let me go back. Nope, go forward. Okay, it's that one right there. We want 1080p. All right, guys, we should be good now. There we go. All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm not too sure what happened a while ago. What's up, Wolf? How you doing, man? Glad y'all are coming in and hanging out with me, man. Appreciate y'all being here. I really do. I got to listen for my little girl, too. She's asleep in this room over here, so I got to listen for her. She was up pretty late. My 3-year-old was right. She was up till like 3 o'clock this morning, so she's probably going to sleep for a little while. So when she wakes up, guys, I'll have to, mute my mic, turn my camera off. I'll have to go get her. I'll bring her in the room, give her the tablet, give her a snack, give her a drink, and she'll be good to go. So she's always pretty good for me. So is it midnight where you are, Kangi? Is it really, bro? Holy cow. You're in Australia. That's crazy how the time difference is, right? Like, because over here right now, it's 8:50 in the morning. It's 8:50 a.m. And it's crazy how the time difference is, right? Because you're on the other side
Your
of the
Honor,
world,
I'm
so
gonna
it's
move
dark
to
for
admit
you. It's
Defendant's
broad
Exhibit
daylight for me.
371 as redacted.
It's wild.
371 in evidence.
I would love to visit Australia, man. I'd like to visit Australia, the UK. Would love to go to Paris. Would love to go to
You
Paris.
can publish that to the jury. Thank you.
I would really love to go to Israel, the Holy Land. I would really love to go there
So
and
you
visit.
write, Misheard, to Dr. Cowan.
If the world
"I feel
wasn't so bad right
lost.
now, I would
can't
travel."
Talk. I don't know if I'll ever be able
It's
to
so
change.
dangerous.
Right?
And I said,
Ooh.
I clearly can't figure this out, meaning the relationship.
You
That's
didn't
right.
say that. You
Use
said
her, use her text
the
against her like you did Johnny.
your text messages. Clearly, I can't figure this out. I feel so lost right now.
What I was saying to him
No,
is
Miss
clearly I
Heard,
can't
Miss
figure
Heard,
this
Miss
out.
Heard,
as in
that's
the
not my question.
relationship.
The text. Just the text.
That's
She's
exactly
avoiding
what I
it.
was saying.
What you texted. Clearly, I can't figure this out. I feel so lost right now.
That's
That's
what
right.
I was saying.
Okay. Thank you.
She's trying to avoid every question. You guys notice that? Is it like 9:50 on your
really
end?
contend
So you're
then.
like an
Just
hour
for
ahead of me.
clarification, So those two next lines did come in.
What's up, Oscars? What's up, Sang?
All right, thank you.
So you contend
Sky
that there was
News.
another incident
Alex,
with
Sky
police in March
News.
of 2015 after you and Mr. Depp returned from Australia. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And this incident took place on March 23rd, 2015?
That's correct.
And this supposedly occurred in the penthouse at the Eastern Columbia building?
That's correct.
You had found text messages between Mr. Depp and another woman, right?
That is correct.
So you confronted him about cheating on you.
That's correct.
And this was about 2 weeks after you had returned from Australia.
That's correct.
So this is shortly after Mr. Depp supposedly sexually assaulted you with a bottle, right?
It was 2 weeks after he assaulted me, yes.
And you decided to confront him about cheating on you?
She's a failed wipe of the end.
I didn't decide to. I wanted to.
Ah,
Depp's finger
Chris, you
was
cracked
freshly
me up,
injured at
bro.
this point, right?
He had a cast on it.
Did you work last
Chop
night,
with his right
Chris?
finger
You
that
worked
he cut
last night,
off 2
right?
weeks prior.
That is correct.
And he had a pin in his finger. True?
I don't recall when the pen was placed.
The skin graft?
I'm not quite sure. He had several different procedures, and they were kind of spread out over a period of time. So I don't remember what happened and when
One of those
exactly.
procedures was to treat the MRSA that got on his finger too, right?
At some point, I knew he had an infection.
Oh, he got MRSA on his finger.
And
That's
his
not
right hand
good.
was in a bandage, right?
It was casted.
So it's your testimony that Mr. Depp was able to attack both you and your sister with his hand in that state, right?
That is correct. He had a hard plaster cast on it.
Debbie Lloyd was present in the penthouses when Mr. Depp supposedly attacked you. Isn't that correct?
That's correct.
In fact, you claim that Mr. Depp threw a Red Bull can at Miss Lloyd that evening.
Yes, that's correct.
And you put in a sworn statement to that effect. In the
I want to
indictment,
point something
right?
out here in a minute.
That is correct.
But that's not true, is it?
That's what happened.
What's up, Paul G? How you doing, man?
You know what a deposition is, right, Miss Heard?
I've had several, yes.
Yeah. So you know what it's when someone provides testimony under oath.
That is correct.
You're aware that Miss Lloyd was.
Sorry,
supposed
guys,
in
just listen
connection
for my
with
little
this
girl
case,
in here.
correct?
That's true.
What's up, Austin?
And
How
Miss
you
Lloyd's
doing, man? Austin
deposition
Moore in the
testimony was
house.
played earlier in this trial, right?
Object, Your Honor, may we approach? All right.
So since they're approaching, what I want to point out is notice that when they're asking her questions about things that she knows is the truth, and I would say for that benefits her, right? She's answered those questions left and right. That's correct. That's correct. That's incorrect. That's correct. That's incorrect. But when they ask her a question resulting in, did you do this to Johnny? Did you do that to Johnny? Like when they asked her the night, the day that he was filming Pirates 5, and that was the day you threw the bottle at him and severed the end of his finger.
So in a deposition,
She did
Miss
everything
Heard,
to avoid the question.
You know it's when someone
She does it
provides
every
testimony
time.
under oath, right?
That's correct.
And you're aware that Miss Lloyd was deposed in connection with this case.
That's correct.
And Miss Lloyd's deposition testimony was played earlier in this trial.
Yes.
So you heard Miss Lloyd testify under oath that Mr. Depp never
He said
threw
I'm
a
in
can of
savage
Red
mode.
Bull.
You haven't been to bed yet? Holy cow, dude.
I can't remember if she didn't recall that or if she said it didn't happen. I don't remember. I vaguely sense she didn't recall anything.
How's
Your
things down
testimony
south
that
there,
Miss Lloyd
Paul?
would forget that
Any hurricanes
Mr. Depp,
coming up soon?
Very famous patient of hers threw a can of Red
I know it's
Bull
getting around that
made
time of the
mixture,
season, that's
according
why
to
I'm
your
asking.
Version of events.
To be fair, I just don't remember if she said when she testified that she didn't recall that incident or if it didn't happen. I don't remember what she testified to. But I have a vague sense that she didn't recall much at all.
She recalled and she testified in this courtroom.
Trial
Mr.
sponsored
Depp
by
never
Red
threw a can
Bull
of Red
and
Bull.
Raid Shadow Legends.
That was her testimony, wasn't it?
I don't recall what her testimony was with regards to that one incident.
Ah,
You
TC
actually
Mods,
filed
that's
a
funny,
complaint
bro.
against
That's
Miss
so
Lloyd's
funny.
nursing license right before she was supposedly deposed in this case, didn't you?
Oh, dude,
No,
that's
I
funny.
don't believe I did.
Are you aware that someone filed a complaint against Miss Lloyd's nursing license in connection with her care of Mr. Depp for failing to report abuse?
No, I had no idea. You're the first person to let me know about that.
Testimony under oath, that wasn't you?
That is my testimony. I didn't even know about that until now.
Travis McGivern was also present when Mr. Depp supposedly attacked you, correct?
He walked in at some point.
Johnny's like,
And you heard his testimony that it was
she's
actually you
lying.
who punched Mr. Depp. Isn't that right?
It's always been my own testimony that I hit Johnny.
And you who was throwing things at Mr. Depp.
I hit him in defense of my sister. I didn't have anything to throw at him. I never threw anything at him. I hit him when he attacked me and my sister, specifically when he moved for her. That's when I hit him.
Whatever.
So it's your testimony under oath. You threw nothing at Mr. Depp. Mr. McGivern's lying.
I have thrown things at Johnny,
No,
to be clear, but not
thrown
that
things
occasion.
that evening.
Not on that occasion.
So it's your testimony.
Man, my
Mr.
nose is
McGivern.
itching so bad.
Imagine that you were throwing things at Mr. Depp from the mezzanine level down towards where Mr. Depp and Mr. McGivern were standing.
Well, he certainly wasn't going to say it about his client.
Answer the question.
Miss Heard, you and Mr. Depp kept a journal together, didn't you?
Yes, we did.
You wrote each other messages in that journal, right?
That is true.
She's like,
Please
uh-oh.
pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 91. I'm only going to be showing you certain portions of this, so...
She's like, I hope
please
she
call
doesn't
this
read the part
Plaintiff's
about him
Exhibit
chaining me up
91A.
and giving it to me from behind. What's up, Zenu? How you
This
doing,
is the
man?
journal that
Right,
you
right,
and Mr.
dude.
Depp kept with each other in electronic form, correct?
That is correct.
And if we could scroll through, these are all entries that you made.
Yeah, it's always
journal,
humid down there, though, right, bro? Because the weather and stuff, like it's always humid in that area. I know anytime I've ever been to Louisiana, it's always just really like that. Is probably one of the more, I would say, besides Texas, maybe Texas and Arizona.
Yes.
Louisiana is one of the more
I'm going to move for the admission of Plaintiff's Exhibit
humid states that I've been
91A, and
in.
I've gone ahead and
Arizona's
redacted
really
Mr.
bad.
Depp's writings as on hearsay grounds.
I'm going to object on the movie.
Okay.
If this was my criminal sentence, it would be a slow and painful death, right? Yeah. See, that's the thing. If this was anybody else, like if this was just a regular, not that they're not regular people, but if this was somebody like us, right? Somebody who is not an actor, somebody who's not very well known in the world. If this was one of us and we lied under oath like that, they would have pulled us off the stand. They would have already pulled us off the stand. That would have been, no, you got so much time to testify. They caught you in a lie, you were done. You'd be done. That's just it. They pull you off the stand. But I guess that's the luxury I would say you get with being a movie star, is that you get to slide by with those things. Now, what they will do, I would say, is when the case is said and done, they'll match, like I said before, they'll match her testimony here on cross-examination as they will with direct examination, and they'll put all that together and compare it to all the documents and everything that's been put into evidence, and they will compare Johnny's testimony and Heard's testimony to those documents and evidence and their under oath testimonies that they both spoke. And they'll compare all that, and when they find out she's lying and see how many lies she told, that's how many counts of perjury she'll have. So imagine how many accounts of perjury she's going to have against her when they bust her in these lies.
Your Honor,
It's the picture.
they haven't given me the pages yet.
Who cares, Your Honor? Nobody cares about you, Karen. I don't like that judge. Something weird about her.
Let's write him down first.
Is that right, bro? Really? It won't work, huh?
Yeah, right.
If we could please publish this to the jury.
I got to share my stream again, ladies and gentlemen. My other one died.
This is a picture that's on the inside cover of the Love Notebook, correct?
That's correct.
And this is a picture of you and Mr. Depp.
That's correct.
And you're in Australia in this picture, aren't you?
Yes, but that's much later once we returned.
You can see that Mr. Depp's right hand is bandaged, right?
Yes, that's correct. That was after it had recovered significantly. That's not what it looked like during the incident we were just talking about.
So this is a picture after the events in Australia in March of 2015, correct?
Yeah, yes, that photograph was taken months later.
We have the jury look at that photograph again, please.
Yeah, I'm resharing my stream, guys. Sorry about that. Well, that's a good picture, actually. Look at that. Wow, look at that ocean, man.
Let's now turn to page 3.
She's like, oh. Yeah, that's what she is, because she still loves Johnny. Obviously,
This is
she
a
has
note
that
you
love,
wrote
and
in
she
the
just
journal
knows
to
that
Mr.
she's
Depp,
messed up.
correct?
That's what it looks like, yes.
This is actually the first note you wrote to him in this journal.
I don't remember what the first note was.
The date on this note is May 22nd, 2015, correct?
That is correct. That was during our honeymoon period.
This is just a little bit over 2 months after the events in Australia in March of 2015, right?
That's correct. We were back in a honeymoon phase. That was the period of sobriety I spoke about yesterday.
When after Mr. Depp had allegedly assaulted you with a bottle, right?
It was after the stairs and it was after the Australia incident, yes.
And
And he got clean and sober and we went back to Australia.
It's also 2 months after You punched Mr. Depp because you allegedly thought he was going to throw your sister down the stairs, right?
I hit him when he swung at my sister. And this is written months later, yes.
You thought he was going to throw your sister down the stairs like he had thrown Kate Moss down the stairs, right?
He swung at Whitney, and I had heard a vague rumor about that. And so it's what I thought of.
In this first message to Mr. Depp in your journal, you write, quote, "True love isn't about just the madness of passion or instead picking the safety of peace. No, it's about having both, falling madly in love with your friend. That is what has surprised me perhaps the most, that I have seen in you the true bones of friendship and respect. But of course, I still, perhaps more than ever, want to rip you apart, devour you, and savor the taste. Fret not. XX Slim."
Yes, it's a love note.
Did I read that correctly?
Yes, you did.
And you're Slim, right?
That's correct.
Ms. Hurd, I'm now going to ask you to take a look at the very last entry you wrote in this journal, which seems to be from April 8th. That would be April 8th, 2016, correct?
I'm not quite sure. I don't see the year written on there, and I don't recognize it yet.
It would be a couple weeks. April 8th would be a couple weeks before your birthday, though, right?
That's correct.
Just to confirm, this is a note you wrote to Mr. Depp, right?
That's what it looks like, yes.
And on the second page of this note, you wrote
He said
the
slim
following.
deterred. What's up, Officer Hurrah? How you doing, man?
"I'm sorry I can get crazy.
Amber
I'm
Cannibal
sorry
confirmed.
I hurt you. Like you, I can get wicked when I am hurt.
Because of what she
When I
said.
feel provoked, shattered. And last night I was. I felt abandoned about the Lily Rose thing. Felt absolutely bewildered about your not coming home on my last night here. And was heartbroken and angry after many attempts in vain on my part to rectify the situation and make amends on the last night of what was otherwise a gorgeous trip with you. I am so sorry for my part. None of this is meant to be an excuse for hurting you. Because the truth is, nothing is. There is never a reason good enough to hurt you. You are the last thing.
Give me
in the
1 second,
whole
guys. I'm going
world
to check on my little
deserves
girl. I'll be
it.
right back.
Last person I ever meant to hurt. I love you, Steve. I am forever yours, Slim. Did I read that correctly?
That's correct.
Thank you. Ms. Hurd, let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 423, which is already in evidence. This is a picture of you with what appears to be straight red marks on your arms, correct?
Those are scars from the broken glass.
And they're straight and red, right?
I disagree with how you characterize that, but they are red, yes.
And they're on your left arm?
Yes, that's correct.
Ms. Hurd, you have a history of cutting yourself, don't you?
I do not.
You cut your arm once as a teenager, isn't that right?
No, I said I wanted to. When I was put on birth control pills when I was a teenager, I felt crazy, and I said I felt suicidal.
Since your testimony under oath that you didn't report to Dr. Hughes, your retained psychologist, that you had cut yourself as a teenager once?
I said I had told my mom that I wanted to when I was a teenager.
Ms. Hurd, we heard some testimony from you yesterday about a trip you and Mr. Depp took on a train in Southeast Asia. Do you recall that?
Yes, that's correct.
That was when you and
All
Mr.
right,
Depp
guys. Just had
went
to check
on
on
your
my little
honeymoon
girl.
trip, correct?
She's good. She's
That's
still
correct.
sleeping.
And that was in July of 2015?
Yes, that sounds right.
Let's take a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 162, which is already in evidence. You were here in this courtroom, right, Ms. Hurd, when Malcolm Connolly testified to taking this picture?
That's correct.
This is a picture. This picture shows an injury to Mr. Depp's face, doesn't it?
I disagree. I've seen this
is
picture
okay, Ms. Hurd.
I've seen
I
this
got the
picture
answer. Thank
before,
you.
and
You
he's
disagree?
not injured in it.
He's not injured in this picture. That's your testimony. Fine.
This one is Photoshopped.
Ms. Hurd, I have your answer. Thank you.
Really? Shut up.
This is the only photograph from our honeymoon that shows someone with an injury, correct?
That's not true.
We haven't seen any photos of injuries to your face from that train trip, have we?
I don't believe my face was injured.
That's a
on
good
that
point, TC Mods. It's a good point, bro.
Let's take a look at Exhibit
It's a very good
91A,
point, actually. What's up, Joker
Page
Face?
46.
What's up,
Going
man?
back to the
Hey,
love
Timmy
journal.
Luke. It does.
This is
Her
a note
handwriting
from you
does
to Mr.
suck,
Depp, right?
Alex. It does.
point. That is correct.
This is a note you wrote on July 22nd, 2015.
That is correct.
And it starts off with the words, "My husband, happy honeymoon," right?
That's correct.
Ms. Heard, please take a look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 91A at page 67.
I think it's cool that they show us the exhibits. That's so cool how they do that. I love that they do that stuff. It gives us more insight, you know what I mean?
This is another note from you to Mr. Depp in your journal, right?
Right,
That
like
is
her
correct.
And this
her
one
bruise
is dated
kit.
August 1st, 2015.
TC, like her bruise kit.
That's correct.
And you write, "That's enough. You've held this book hostage long enough. Although I can't wait to read my note, I also couldn't wait to tell you how much I adore you. What a beautiful, extraordinary, magical, memorable, wonderful, stunning, surprisingly evolving, and impulsive adventure. I couldn't have imagined a more gorgeous honeymoon. I love you more and more every passing day. XX Slim." Did I read that right?
That is correct.
Let's take a look at the journal entry starting on page 68. This is another entry from you,
Yeah,
writing
Johnny
to
hasn't
Geoffrey.
looked at her
That
once,
is correct.
man.
and this one's dated August 2nd.
That is correct, yes.
And this one is a longer one, so let's go to where it ends on page 70 of the journal.
That's a good idea to keep a journal of your relationship. That's a pretty cool idea. I might do that with my wife. I might start doing that. It's a
And
cool
you
idea.
write, quote, "I hope that things said in anger and pain were just that, and that you miss and love me too. And that is what matters most to you. You may say you stand by everything you said and did, and that there is nothing you can learn from this, but I don't feel that way. And it's important for me that you know that. I love you and I'm sorry. I miss my warm, loving husband. XX Slim."
That is correct.
She
And
X'd out
the word
sad.
sad. It's crossed out.
Yeah.
That is true.
Next, we have a journal entry from you on page 89.
I should have been a lawyer. Day one, tongue punched the fart box, Mr. Complete.
This
Jesus,
This
Zenu.
is another note from you to Mr. Depp.
That is correct. The whole book is love notes.
Oh,
So
dude,
this is
that's
dated
funny,
August
man.
15th, correct?
That is correct.
And here you write, quote, "My love,
Oh,
why do
man.
we fight?
You guys
Ever?
crack me up.
Why? I love you more than anything else. Are we that uncomfortable with being vulnerable? Were we scared? Or is it something else? I don't know. But I am sure of one thing, and if it's that I can't imagine my life without you. I love you. I will do better. I am sorry. X Slim." Did I read that correctly?
That is correct.
It's your testimony this was a love journal.
That is correct. It was primarily love notes and
And
you know,
apology
over-
notes from you to Mr. Depp.
The book was more of a love note book, and part of that communication, obviously, since we fought so much, it was important for me to, try to nurture as much peace as we possibly could. And when things were good, they were really good.
And it was also an opportunity for you to apologize to Mr. Depp for your behavior, isn't it?
I think it's important in every relationship to apologize when you're trying to move past fights.
Let's look at an entry from August 17, 2015, starting on page 90.
She's avoiding the questions at all costs. She's avoiding the questions that go against her at all costs. Anything
Here
that's
you
against
write,
Johnny, she'll answer in
"I'm
a
sorry I
heartbeat.
shook the wheels so hard. I'm sorry we've tested the
Day
shocks
3,
and
I
brakes
can't
to this
walk."
point. God damn, I love you, Johnny. I love you. I am tied to you forever.
Day 2,
You know
Chewbacca
that?
got.
So I'm tasked with making this work for that reason and many others, of which there are many. Let me try to fix
Oh man, you
this. Let me try to patch
guys.
this. Let me try to make your heart better.
A journal,
You deserve it.
TC. It's a journal. Yeah, it's
Hell,
like love journals that
maybe
her and
even
Johnny
I
did
do.
for each other.
I need you. We need each other. You're my cornerstone, my heart, my all. You are my life.
I'm not sure,
hate it
Lucas. It
when you
just died
hurt.
on me. Yeah,
I
it just
hate
went out.
having you hurt. I hate that you're hurting. I love you more than anything. Let me prove it. I need you. I love you. Slim. Did I read that correctly?
Yeah, another example of me trying to fix it. I was always trying to fix it.
Wait until they get deeper into the
Fix it
journal
by
where they were
apologizing for
really.
bad behavior?
I tried everything. I tried apologizing. I tried reading. I tried therapists. I tried
It's
everything
fine,
to fix
officer.
it.
I
yet
hit
you
him,
couldn't
but I
change, like you
apologize
told
for it in
Dr.
my
Cowan,
book.
right?
I couldn't change my relationship.
I'm telling you, man.
Let's
She's.
talk about December 15th, 2015 again.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody lie like her. It's crazy.
Aaron Filati,
man.
your personal nurse, saw you 2 days after the incident on December 15th, 2015. Isn't that right?
She did not see me as in a medical visit. She just dropped off meds in the late at night.
She saw you personally, though,
She
right?
physically saw me, but did
Yeah.
not see me in a medical sense, the way a doctor might see a patient. She did not see me in that way.
She was your personal nurse, right?
She was a nurse assigned to me. I didn't hire her. Johnny.
What's up, Gorilla Boy?
She
You are
assigned
new, man.
you,
Welcome to
so
last
that
year,
she
man.
would
Appreciate you
see
being here, man.
you
Guys, I'll be right
physically
back. I'm going
in
to check out my
person
little girl.
in your home and traveling, correct?
She would sometimes see me as like a medical professional would, and then other times she would just drop off meds and physically see me, like as in with her eyes.
You testified that during the incident on December 15th, 2015, Mr. Depp broke the bed, correct?
That is correct.
And more specifically, you described that he broke the bed frame with his boot while trying to get purchase. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Let's take a look at Defendant's Exhibit 509, which is already
All
in
right,
evidence.
guys. Gotta check on my girl, man. Make sure she's okay. She's sleeping. She's still sleeping.
If we could please have that published to the jury. Thank you.
Yeah, they're gonna nail her to the courtroom wall, man.
Sir, this is a picture that
mean,
you
they are
indicated
now.
depicts the broken bed, right?
That's exactly it.
And it's your testimony that Mr. Depp caused this damage to the bed with his boot, right?
He did.
Is that a pocket knife on the bed there?
I cannot tell what's on the bed.
That's definitely a
Did you use
knife.
that to damage the bed?
I did not damage the bed. Johnny's boot did when he was punching me. I could feel him slipping.
Sir, do you also testify that there was blood all over the pillows on the bed, correct?
On the pillow top, yes. That's correct.
But you didn't take a picture of that, though, did you?
I did not take a picture of this.
About a week after the December 15th, 2015 incident, you went with Mr. Depp and his children to the island of the Bahamas. Is that correct? To celebrate Christmas?
The incident was on the 15th, and we went on the 23rd, I believe.
While you were there, you did a photo shoot with Greg Williams, correct?
A few days later, I think the photo shoot was about 2 weeks after this assault.
Let's please pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 99.
Of course, she's gonna say 2 weeks after, because that gives you time to heal from stuff.
This is a
It
photograph
normally
of
takes
you
about a
on
week
Mr.
to
Depp's
2 weeks
island
for a
shortly
bruise
after
to heal
December 15th, 2015,
completely.
correct?
No, this
But
was
even after
taken
that-
weeks later.
On the island, on that trip,
It was taken on the island.
on that trip.
Yes.
What's up, Copenhagen? What's up, man? How you doing? It's been a while, dude.
December 15th, you traveled to the island December 23rd. That's your
It's
testimony?
my recollection that this picture was taken on New Year's Eve or the first day of the year. I think New Year's
Hey, it's
Eve.
all good, girl, boy. I appreciate you watching, man. Hey, man, if you
And
need
this is
sleep,
the
brother, I
photo shoot
completely
with Greg
understand, my
Williams.
dude.
Correct?
That is correct.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
Amber is an Eminem
All right,
wannabe.
99. You can publish.
Here comes the poop. You guys crack me up. So he beat you, and you take a picture of the snap bed frame, but not right. That's what I was
Please
thinking,
have a
Zenu.
Zoom into Ms. Heard's face. Thank you, Tom.
See, this is where lying gets you in trouble, man. You lie about this time and that time and how you got hit this time and in this certain amount of time.
Let's please pull up
These
Plaintiff's
lawyers
Exhibit
know.
100.
They know how long it takes for bruises to significantly heal. I mean, if you have a significant amount of bruises that somebody hits you hard enough, it normally takes about 2 weeks, maybe 3 at the most, to get a bruise to really heal.
Ms. Hurd, this is another picture of you from that photo shoot,
She's going to say,
correct?
well, I had makeup on.
Yes, this is the same photo shoot that you asked me about earlier, and this is several weeks later.
Right. If we could zoom in on Ms. Hurd's face. Thank you, Tom.
No
Please
marks.
pull up Plaintiff's Exhibit 101.
I'm telling you, man,
I'm going to move
this
to
woman's a
admit and
snake, bro.
publish.
She's a
Any
snake.
objection?
Can we just have the foundation first, please?
This is a picture from the photo shoot, Ms. Hurd, that was taken on the island.
This is the same photo shoot, yes.
Then no objection, Your Honor.
All right, 101 in evidence, you can publish.
No marks. These lawyers have done their research. They've really done it, and I'm glad. Johnny's team of lawyers is
Could you please
amazing.
zoom in, Tom, on Ms. Hurd's face. Is your testimony, Ms. Hurd, that you were wearing makeup for this photo shoot?
That is correct. It's a photo shoot.
We could please pull up Exhibit 102.
There's no marks on her, none. And she said Johnny beat her while they were
Ms.
there,
Hurd, is this another picture from the photo
right, or
shoot?
before they went.
I can't exactly tell from the background. It looks like the same thing, but I can't really tell without it being zoomed out.
This is a picture of you, though, right?
It is a picture of me, yes.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
All right, any objection?
I'm not going to object because she identified herself. I just, if she could identify when it was taken, that would be. But I'm not going to object. I'm not
No,
gonna object.
no objection.
No objection.
Okay, there we go. 102 in evidence, you can publish.
I think the judge has been on Amber's side since she walked in the courtroom, but I think
Let's
she's
please
starting
pull
to
up
see
Plaintiff's
her
Exhibit
lies, but
103.
who knows?
03.
The judge seems as fickle as Amber is. Or does, I mean, however you say
Ms.
it.
Hurd, this is yet another picture of you from that Greg Williams
My
photo
sinuses,
shoot, correct?
man, are
That
killing
is
me.
correct. This is from the same shoot.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
No objection.
All right, 103 in evidence, publish.
I'm still not feeling good, guys. My sinuses are killing
Again,
me
if we
so
could
bad.
zoom in on Ms. Hurd's
Ooh,
face.
man, zoom in on that booty. Chris, is
And
Chris
finally,
Chris
if we could
Vroman
please
still in
pull
here?
up
He must have fell
Plaintiff's
asleep.
Exhibit
I bet.
104.
I bet he did.
And Ms.
might have
Hurd,
went
this
to
is a
bed.
picture of you from that photo
It's all
shoot,
good.
correct?
He works all
Again,
night,
this
man.
is the same photo shoot weeks later.
I'm going to move to admit and publish.
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, 104 in evidence, thank you.
I'm telling you, TC. Every
And if we
time
could zoom in on Ms. Hurd's face.
the summertime comes in, man, it's like the pollen just
Thank you, Tom.
gets a hold of me, man. My face hurts right here, bro.
You testified
My
that you
head
and
is
Mr. Depp got
stuffy.
into a
My
fight while
head's
on the island
heavy.
in December of 2015,
Oh, man.
correct?
That's correct.
And this all started because you perceived Mr. Depp as nodding
Ah.
off during the trip, right?
I thought he was passing out again in a similar fashion to what he had done the previous year.
And when he nodded
Yeah,
off, he
Messi,
spilled
yeah.
wine on you, correct?
Yeah, 2-3 times in a row.
You testified that Mr. Depp's son Jack was there when this happened, right?
At the beginning, he was there.
Oh, boys.
He was there when Mr. Depp allegedly spilled wine on you 2 or 3 times, right?
He
Maybe
was there
she
for
can
that
beat me
because
for
he
a
offered
while.
me help.
You also testified that Mr. Depp then sexually assaulted you in the bathroom, correct?
That's correct.
And you testified that after this, you needed to get away from him, right?
That is correct.
So you ran out of the house.
That's correct.
And you admit you threw something at him, right?
I did throw something at him to get away.
You sat in this courtroom when Tara Roberts testified, right, Ms. Hurd?
I did.
She's Mr. Depp's manager on the island.
Yes, that's correct.
You heard her testify that she
Why
witnessed
does
an
she keep
argument
looking
between you
away?
and Mr. Depp on the island in December of 2015, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
And you heard her testify that Mr. Depp was trying to escape you, right?
I don't know if she characterized it like that, but that was the gist of it. She kind of
that-
misrepresented it to seem like that. Yes.
She misrepresented it. How convenient.
That's correct.
Okay, and then you kept apologizing to Mr. Depp, right? That's what
No, that's
Ms.
not
Roberts
correct.
said? Begging him to come back to the house with you.
That's not correct.
Clawing at him. She used those words.
That's not correct. When she interrupted us, Johnny had me by the hair.
Yelling at him.
We were screaming, both of us, but I don't know what she would have heard.
And that she observed an injury on Mr. Depp's nose from something that you threw at him, right?
I don't know what she observed.
Call her
You
as a
also heard
witness.
Ms. Roberts testify that she included all this information in a sworn statement in the UK in May of 2020. Isn't that right?
That is correct.
You put in a witness statement in response to Ms. Roberts' statement in June of 2020. Isn't that correct? In the UK?
I did several, I think 7 witness statements, and each one contained different information as per recent filings. That's what counsel has you do, and that.
Yeah,
and in
man.
response to previous findings, correct? Including testimony from people that contradict your story?
Sort of. So what you have to do is your counsel asks you to respond to things, and you put it in a declaration of sorts, and that happens back and forth over the course of preparing to go to trial in that country, and that's what I
It
did.
does me like that
So
too
that
as
was
well,
your
TC.
fifth
The
witness statement
grass,
submitted
yeah,
in the UK.
dude, bad.
I don't recall which one I was asked to comment on Tara
Let-
Roberts' testimony.
I'll remind you. If we could have Ms. Heard's 5th witness statement from the UK.
It's bad when I cut the grass right, and then when people around me, like that live around me, cut the grass, I have to go inside.
Yes, ma'am.
If I'm outside smoking a cigarette, man, they start cutting the grass, I will put my cigarette out, and I'll either go inside or go to the back porch, because I can't be around that grass floating around, man. It just gets me so bad, man. Like, for one, I can't stand being stuffy. 2, I don't like feeling like this. I just don't like feeling like this. I will have to go pick my wife up from work again today, guys, as she does have an eye appointment at 2:30
Direct your
at
attention,
Walmart.
Ms.
So I'll have to
Heard,
take her up there.
Page 6.
But I'll
of
leave
your
this stream
fifth
going as I
witness
did
statement.
yesterday.
It's here that you describe the December 2015 incident, correct? On the
Oh,
island?
yeah, Copenhagen. That's exactly what I was
haven't
saying
read
earlier.
through the statement. I just don't know if I had commented on it before.
She's constantly
In a
looking,
previous
not
witness
making
statement,
eye
as I said,
contact.
there were
She's
several.
like that. She's always looking around.
But starting on page 6, Ms. Heard, you describe
Yeah,
incident that
Zena,
took place on the
exactly.
island, correct?
Exactly.
That's correct, but what I'm trying to say is
I
I'm not sure if
understand.
I'd describe it in full
Okay.
in this statement.
I'm going to show you your confidential schedule to the 5th witness statement that accompanied the 5th witness statement in the UK.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
In the confidential schedule to your 5th witness statement,
All right, Kangi, thanks for stopping by and hanging out, brother. Appreciate you, man. I figured it was late where you were. Yeah, man.
on page 20.
I appreciate you stopping by, brother. Thank you, man. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll be back here tomorrow, same time, man.
You describe Mr.
Appreciate
Depp
you, brother.
sexually assaulting you in the Bahamas in December
You
2015,
said can't take no
right?
more turd.
That is correct.
And that's the first
Good night,
time
man. Good-
you
good-
ever claimed
Have a good
that
night's
Mr.
sleep,
Depp
man.
sexually
Good to see you
assaulted
here, man.
in the
Thanks for
Bahamas.
stopping by, brother. Appreciate
That
you,
is
man.
incorrect.
He said can't take no more turd.
You only submitted the confidential schedule in the UK, claiming Mr. Depp had sexually assaulted you after
Yeah,
Ms. Roberts
yeah.
had said that she saw you on the island chasing, clawing at Mr. Depp. Isn't that correct?
That is incorrect.
God, why is she lying?
You could please pull up plaintiff's
Like
exhibit
they've got
394.
everything documented. It's there. The proof is there. She's just digging herself a hole, man.
So, Your Honor, this is another recording.
Look at that book of
the
evidence,
representing
guys. See
court.
that?
This only contains
That book of
Mr. Depp
evidence.
and Ms. Heard's voices. I'm going to move to admit the entire recording. I'm only going to play from 1:17:44 through 1:20:02.
All right, any objection?
All right, here we go, guys.
Plaintiff
Another audio recording here.
394.
I think I have no objection. to
All
that
right,
one.
I'll go with that. All right. 394 in evidence.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Here we go, guys. Let's see what happens.
I say when I say I'm trying to change my frequency thing or network on blah blah blah, I can only do those things. And since I have been doing this thing,
What things have you been doing?
working on this thing, not doing this great thing.
Hard to hear.
Last several times, especially.
Hence, screaming when I spilt wine accidentally on you for falling asleep, and screaming in front of my kids and freaking Jack out. And that's trying.
I would appreciate. Yeah, you're right. You're right, John.
That fucked him up, you know.
I'm sorry I fucked your son up.
No, it weirded him out. He'd never.
I'm so sorry I fucked your kids up.
You didn't fuck my kids up, but
I'm
it
so
was pretty
sorry.
fucking. It was pretty fucking weird for him, you know.
Because I jumped up and screamed at everyone.
Oh, man, dude.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm not surprised he's. Let's say we're going for the counseling. I'm sure that's terrifying.
I don't need your
No, right, poor kid.
your clever
It's not against me again.
comebacks.
That's so
No,
Your-
you think
your-
you're controlling
your
yourself.
character
You
is-
think you're controlling
your
yourself.
character has become so clear, especially when you use them. It's embarrassing for you. I'm gonna walk away now because you're actually making me seem even worse. And believe you
Listen
me,
to her.
I'm not gonna be calling you at 3 o'clock in the morning after. I've-
He is Copenhagen. He is the cool
I'm gonna
cat.
just fucking forgive and move on. Trust me. It is gross. I am abusing your kids. I've done nothing but be there for them in a good way. And you take that for granted, fine. Fine. You're right. Meet a woman who would not jump up and scream if she'd been spilled on 3 times in a row. And I hope you're happy with whoever that is. Because that would be a special kind of fucking person. No doubt.
It's you and Mr. Depp in that recording, right?
That's correct.
And you're discussing what happened in the Bahamas in December of 2015, right?
No, that's not correct. We were discussing a part of it.
You're discussing when you screamed at Mr. Depp in front of his children, correct?
No, we were talking about
Oh, my
a part
gosh.
of that argument.
Including when you
Really?
screamed at Mr. Depp in front of his children.
That's not a fair characterization of what happened.
Mr. Depp says you screamed at him when he accidentally spilled wine on you, correct?
I realize that's what Johnny said.
Yeah. And Mr. Depp tells you that this freaked out his son, Jack.
Johnny often used other people to back him up in our arguments.
You don't seem too concerned about that, do you?
I had a lot of concerns.
You don't mention Mr. Depp sexually assaulting you in this recording, do you?
That was not the point of that conversation. If I had gotten into the details of what happened to me with him, it would have been another fight.
You just accused Mr. Depp of, quote, using his kids, right? In that
He
recording.
would often
misheard.
use other people, yes.
And you challenge him to find a woman who will not, quote, jump up and scream if she has been spilled on 3 times in a row.
That is correct.
Not a woman who would put up with sexual abuse, right?
I was pointing out the ridiculous nature of him expecting me not to react to something that basic.
Your Honor, would this be a good time for a break?
All right, we can do that. That's
Thank
fine.
you, Your Honor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and take our morning
God, she's
recess for
lying.
15
It
minutes.
kills
Do
me,
not discuss the
man.
case with
She's
anybody.
so
Don't
lying.
cross
It's
that
right there on the audio recording. How is the judge not speaking up and saying, yo, answer, why is she not badgering her like she did Johnny? You know, when Johnny would talk and explain his questions, the judge would be like, can you just answer the question? Can you just answer the question? Johnny, just answer the question. Mr. Depp, just answer the question. But they're not doing that to her. They're letting her explain,
Let's go ahead and come back.
as they didn't let
10:47.
Johnny do
All
that.
right, 10:47.
Not a lot. Not near as much as they are her. I ain't rising with that judge, man. Screw that judge. That judge, I'm telling you right now, that judge is on her side 100%. That judge is a Karen, man. just as much as she is. Watch her smile. A victim of abuse does not act like that. A victim of abuse is the way you see Johnny acting. He's got his head down. He won't make eye contact with her because he's a victim of her. And not only that, he promised, he said, you will never see my eyes again. And he's kept his promise. But he's also a victim of her physical and verbal and mental abuse. So yeah, he's not going to want to look at her. He's disgusted by her. She's lying, man. Reacts over spilled wine. Reacts over spilled wine, but not over abuse. This is because there was no abuse. That's right. That's right, Jennings. That's exactly right. What's up, Jamie Rick? What's up, man? Good to see you, dude. Oh my gosh, Jamie, that is a Pirates of the Caribbean. That's a Pirates of the Caribbean quote. I got a jar of dirt. I got a jar of dirt, and guess what's inside? Amber Heard. Actually, in the movie, Captain Jack Sparrow thought that he had Davy Jones' heart inside that jar of dirt. I remember that part. He thought he had Davy Jones' heart inside the dirt when it was actually not in there. He dropped it, and the dirt went everywhere as the jar broke. That was awesome, man. That's a good quote, dude. Oh, man. Yeah, TC, exactly. And see what I'm saying about good thing it's not the judge's decision, it's the jury's, but it doesn't help if the judge is on Amber's side. Yeah, it doesn't help. Now, if she wins this case after all this, if I was Johnny, I would turn around and sue the judge. I would countersue Amber again. I would, man. I would sue that judge. I would sue her. Because, man, easily, with as much money as Johnny's got, he's got 10 times the money that judge will ever make in her life. Man, he could have her robe quick. He'd take that robe and that hammer from her quick. Johnny be like, "No, let me see what's under that robe, Your Honor." What's up, the man above? What's up? Yeah, they're actually getting a 15-minute recess, guys. With that being said, we're going to end the stream here. I'm just kidding, guys. We're not going to end the stream. I did want to tell you guys that I do have to leave here to go pick up my wife at 1:30. I got to pick her up at 1:30. She has an appointment today at 2:30 at Walmart to get her glasses. And then I'll be back after that. In a court of law, is the decision made by the judge? No, well, if it's not a jury trial, it is. If it's not a jury trial, then yeah, it's made by the judge. But if it's a jury trial, then the final decision is made by the jury. They make the verdict. They hand it to the judge. The judge reads the verdict, and then the judge tells the jury to read the verdict after she's read it. So. Read it out loud, in other words. So the jury will hand the verdict to the the bailiff. The bailiff will take the verdict over to the judge. The judge will open it and hand it back to the bailiff. The bailiff takes it back to the jury, I believe, and then they read the verdict out loud. I think that's how it works. Okay, Officer Harrell. Hey, man, good luck at your physical therapy, brother. Don't work out too hard, my man. Don't work out too hard. Oh, I say he will, Pump Wars. I say he will. I say he's got this in the bag. But during this 15-minute recess, guys, I want to go check on my little girl again. I'm going to step outside for a quick smoke. And I will see you all here in about, the next 15 minutes. So we'll be back soon, guys. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back with you guys.